Well, what's up, my crew? This one starts a little bit different. I have been out on the road on assignment for the last week. So today's journey actually begins in Charlotte, North Carolina, headed to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Well, how about we call this the official welcome to Hershey, Pennsylvania. As I mentioned before, I've actually been on the road for several days, so I'm actually a bit out of sorts. Not complaining, just telling you that everything feels a little bit off, and so actually being here doing this, I'm hoping to kind of get back into the normal cycle of things. As you can see, we're pretty much all set up back here. We're getting into the details and testing phase. Should get out of here at a decent hour, get a good bite to eat tonight. Like seriously, this is awesome. The lighting and staging guys, sound guys, they're already gone because they're done. It's barely 5 o'clock. See, Hershey's always awesome. Hershey is one of our favorite tour stops. We come to this city every year, and maybe this is why. Because it just rocks here. What a day! It went well, right? It went really, really well. Almost too well. But it doesn't matter because we're done now. And there's barbecue in our future. How bad could it be? When you pull into the place and it looks like this, it's just screaming, this is gonna be awesome. Always go to a place you don't have in your hometown. It's real simple. Nighttime. Daytime! The places that we go every year, we learn our favorite haunts, and this is one of them. One of the best breakfasts you can get anywhere at the Hershey Pantry. That right there is reason enough to skip the rotten hotel free breakfast every time. Oh, love it. If you've seen any of my previous Hershey, Pennsylvania videos, you know that one of the things that we're always looking forward to when coming here, it is the shakedown barbecue ribs. And I'd looked on their website, and at first it said, I'm pretty sure it said that their ribs were not available for lunch. They are. I'm so glad we're here right now. And that's a half rack. Half. Okay, so Friday at the venue thoughts. This time, it really is based on a thought more than a question, but there will still be a question. Anyway, the thought is this. When the new becomes normal. And I'll tell you what I mean. Like, remember when you got your first job? How new everything was, and you're wide-eyed, and you're trying to take in so much, and you're hoping that at the end of the day they don't throw a quiz at you where you've got to remember the first names of everybody you met that day. That is an amazing new experience. Or do you remember when you were a kid and it was that first day of school? And the cool thing about the first day of school is that you got to have one every year for like 12 years, right? And how amazing and anticipating you were of those times. I remember the first time that I stayed in a hotel when I was a kid. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was so excited about being in a hotel that I couldn't sleep that first night. Now I stay in a lot of hotels. The hotel that I'm in right now, this is the 4th hotel in the last 7 days. they've lost a bit of their luster. Now, this isn't some weird analogy about being more appreciative of hotel stays. It's an object lesson. Let me have this. So this is where I think it kind of ties into what I talked about in my last video. These are things that we get to do rather than things that we have to do. It's all about your perspective. Same thing here. How do you keep the normal from becoming mundane and even dreaded? Well, I've come up with a couple of things. One, do something different. Do something better. Even if it's a routine, try to figure out how you can be better at doing it. Secondly, learn something. Instead of going out today thinking, I've got something to prove, look at today with, what can I learn? And thirdly, how can I be better for those around me? How can I add value to someone else's life? That could be the lady who hands you your coffee at Starbucks. That could be somebody that you work with. Ask yourself, how can I be a value add to them? New will ultimately become normal at some point, but that doesn't mean that it has to be drudgery. We're growing our own Leo. You plant him in the ground. We came outside. You know why? Because we can. And you know what? This is my 5th year in Hershey. I've never seen it like this. It's always been very sunny. Well, we're usually here in August, and now we're here in, we'll call this late September. So this is a switch in many ways. Not complaining. I'm kind of liking it. It's not so hot, not so crowded. We've done all we can do. Night number 1 about to kick off here in Hershey, PA. Well, tonight was good. Everything went well. The cool thing on this trip is that we've actually got one of the camera guys training with me to be my backup and all the things that I have to juggle during each of those sessions, so I couldn't really show you a whole lot. I'll probably be able to get to a little bit more tomorrow, but that's why there wasn't a whole lot happening for this video in what I could shoot tonight. It's been a good one. We'll get right back at it tomorrow. Nighttime! Daytime! If you follow me at all on social media, you know that I rail about how bad free hotel breakfasts are. I'm gonna give you just Exhibit A and leave it there, all right? Very scruffy today. We are in a unique spot, literally, in that we are right next to a theme park here. And that theme park has got Hershey's Chocolate World. If you saw last year's video, you might be familiar with it. What it means is we can bolt over there and get some food between sessions. It's not the greatest food, but it's food. Leo won't do the Titanic thing with me. No. No? Okay. This is one of these times where we can't really be picky. I had this last year and I know it's not going to bowl me over, but it sure beats eating a hot dog on the concession level. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. That's the way you get it done. Get some food, get some chocolate, get out. We got to go. Catch a train. I don't know how I manage this, but it seems that whenever I go to a place like that, I end up being there on the same day when there's so many people who've just never been out in public before. And they don't know how to move around. Side note, I hate crowds. It's a real e-ticket.
Do people even remember what e-tickets are?
I remember e-tickets.
We got one more session to knock out and then pack this thing up. Where are we going next? Worcester, Massachusetts. Which, have you ever seen Worcester written out? I'm gonna put it on screen right now. Yeah, I know what it looks like, but they actually pronounce it Worcester. I'm betting back there it's Worcester. Anyway, we're gonna be there in just 2 weeks. Kind of nice when you got a little bit of time and we can hit one of our favorite places called JoJo's Pizza. We haven't been able to go there for a couple years, but now we do. Now we are. So, I'm toast.